addiction. Pain.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad. I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just I hate that I'm scared of it.
It would be awesome to, be being a great war. Maybe with a Mexican.
Let's go! Way pop! Way pop! Way pop! Way pop!
I have to put the joke.
No, hey. Thank you for playing, man. I appreciate it. Good timing, man.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Óyeme, ¡Wepa! Estamos en vivo, damas y caballeros. We are Long Live a Boxing. That's right. You've been waiting to hear that.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Manny Marrero.
Son el Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Hey.
Breaking it down like it is, like it should be, con ese grito de guerra del Hopper. Que afortunadamente this is his weekend, man. This is Canelo weekend. It is Cinco de Mayo. It's a lot of festivities, a lot of different fights that happens to this weekend, and just Mexicans and have really placed a stamp right throughout the weekend of the Cinco de Mayo, of a celebration of getting together. I know Mayweather tapped a little bit into that Cinco de Mayo and capitalized a lot, and big fights do happen throughout this weekend. Canelo Chingon is back. It's not in a big major fight. It's a fight that a lot of people have a lot of controversies. A lot of people have emotions, why John Ryder, why at this moment, what is it? So I'm going to just pass the baton to my friend because it's his weekend. Es el número uno, el Hopper. Congratulations with his Hopper thoughts. And then Chingon weekend.
One coming.
He's back, man.
I got one coming tomorrow.
He's back.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Good
What's
to be here. Blessed. Yesterday, I'm a little hurting right now. Yesterday was day one of my birthday celebration. This weekend is all about Hopper and Mexico. But I got one of these bad boys right here. Little michelada.
Se fue de solcito.
And get ready to do it again tonight. Round 2, day 2.
All right.
Tonight. And it's all
quit.
centered around the one Canelo. He's fighting with John Ryder, mandatory position. He put himself in that position by fighting Zach Parker, a guy Demetrius Andrade wanted no part of. Let's not forget that. So, And is it a tune-up? I mean, only Canelo. John Ryder. I think John Ryder is a formidable opponent to a lot of people, but because it's Canelo, of course, he's gonna catch a lot of hate no matter what he does. He could, like I once said, if he's not fighting Tyson Fury and Mike Tyson at the same night, people are still gonna hate. And in some way, they'll still find a hate on that fight for some reason. But that's what it is. When you're the top dog in the sport, when you're the face of the sport, that's what people are gonna do. They're gonna try to tear you down. But until he retires,
so Canelo's still the face of boxing, not Tank Davis.
Of course, bro. It's not.
Here we go.
Qué lindo, él dijo responde. ¡Ay, mierda!
I'm not fucking around. Let's get right into it. Is he still the face of boxing? You're going to ask my brother that on his birthday. Damn.
He said it with that conviction. I'm like, okay, hold on. There's a lot of talks out there about who is the face of boxing, especially when we witness what happened at Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. And all the talk's been going around. Is he the basic face of boxing? But they forgot about Canelo. Break it down, Hopper.
What's understood ain't got to be explained, bro. Everybody already knows, bro, who the top dog is. I mean, como dicen los Tigres del Norte, esos pollitos, sometimes se quieren venir por el trono, pero not yet. Canelo still got plenty of juice in him. It's got a few more years. And the fact, it's funny. Tank Davis, I like Tank Davis. I'm a fan. Anything that brings sports to the eyeball for boxing, I'm down for it. I can dig it. But lately, the Tankomaniacs, his fans, the PBC, Showtime are trying very, very, very hard to push this agenda that, Tank is the new face. Kid, no, he's not. Chill. He's getting there eventually. He's a very popular guy, but not yet. Espérate, slow your roll, young buck. Your time will come, pero but not yet. And as long as Canelo's around, Mexico, Cinco de Mayo, September, in May and in September, Canelo's going to be fighting those days, and he'll be fighting again in September, hopefully against Bivol or Benavides, wherever route Canelo wants to go to, but it sounds like Bivol. And back to Tank, it's like in this day and age, you know how people always identify as this? It sounds like they're just trying to identify really, really hard, like, hey, you know, the face of boxing, the face of boxing. But if you really break it down in terms of accomplishments, Tank is, I mean, there's a lot to go there, Tank. You know, fighting guys that aren't necessarily the highest ranked in your division. You know, you got Devin Haney problems, you got Shakur Stevenson problems, you got even Teofimo Lopez, Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. You got all those problems, bro. You know, fight one of those guys. You know, if he starts beating those guys, then yeah, everything starts shifting over to Tank. But first, he probably needs to beat those 90 days that he has in house arrest that was sentenced yesterday. So good stuff.
You went there. But
you're right. First, let's get those 90 days done first. You know, house arrest. And I like how they did it. The lawyers. It's an old White House trick. You drop bad news on a Friday because it's close to the weekend and people are just gonna forget about it anyways. But by the time Monday comes around, it's an old White House tactic. I like how Tank's lawyers, Tank's attorneys did that. Drop it on a Friday. It's Friday, Cinco de Mayo. People don't care, and then it's the weekend. So, shout out to Tank's team for that.
No, absolutely.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
And I think he's right. Let's go ahead and get back. Even though my brother Mandy's trying to be a hater, let's get it back on. You know, it's not about Tank. It's Canelo weekend. It's Canelo week, fight week. Let's get to it, brother. Man, this is not some guy that just put in there. He's not a taxi cab driver from Tijuana. You know, this is a formidable opponent. And then also, you know, something that really hasn't been said either. And I'm, you know, critical of Canelo. He's coming off of, you know, tough performances. You know, he looked great against Triple G. You know, he let off the gas in the second half of that fight, but he still won easily. But
they almost robbed him.
Yeah, and he came off of a surgery, right?
Yep.
So finding a mandatory guy who worked his way through the ranks in Ryder, and he's coming back. And there's a lot of pressure, let's just be honest, because he still is the face of boxing, and he has to not just look good, he has to look great. He has to put on a spectacular performance because anything less, he's going to get criticized. So even for him, of his standards, not fighting in Mexico for 11 years, returning home, and sometimes returning home can, you know, backfire. We've seen it before. Ask Danny Garcia, right? So
that's right.
We want to make sure that we recognize the situation. So the situation is a table set for not Canelo just to look good, but to look great. And will he, Hopper?
Of course he will, brother. That hand is surgically repaired. And come on, we all know boxers don't go into these fights healthy, man. By the time they go into the fight, their body is worn out through training camp. And good point, Steven. If you're talking resumes, man, John Ryder's resume is he's fought some guy, and granted he's lost, you know, a few of his fights, but we all know about the decision in the Callum Smith fight could have easily gone his way. Yeah, when he fought Callum Smith. So point. And then some of the other losses, like against Rocky Fielding, it was a split decision. That Nick Blackwell won, man, that one was tough. But Nick Blackwell at that time was a ferocious power puncher, man. I hate to be the one that's always morbid about talking, but I think if I'm not mistaken, Nick Blackwell, I think he killed somebody, right, or something happened there.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much anytime somebody kills someone else,
yeah.
Hopper knows. Sober or not.
I know. So but yeah, John Ryder, very formidable opponent. Come on, man. I call him the gorilla. Fucking gonna go fight a gorilla. It's not gonna be easy fighting a gorilla.
No, definitely. You know, another thing too that I respect about Ryder, he's always like in good position, you know, as far as like his defense and his offense. And he doesn't fight off the back foot well, but I don't think he intends to. I think he's gonna try to go at Canelo and take a chance and see if he can handle the counter game.
That'd be a big mistake.
But I think that's his only.
That's going to play right into Canelo's counter punching.
That's it.
Ability. I hope he does, man. And you know what I also liked about this leading up to this? There hasn't been really any trash talk. As when Jaime Gar's Jimmy Blue, when my guy has to defend resumes, then we know what to expect.
Yeah.
No, it's not necessarily defending his resume. I'm just pointing it out. I don't think there's really nothing to defend about the guy. But I lost my point.
Yeah, you were talking about John Ryder as far as like, being an aggressive fighter in his approach. I was talking about fighting off the back foot, and you said there's only chance for he to win.
Oh, yeah, that's no. I was talking about the building of the fight. That's right. How there hasn't been a lot of trash talk. And that's John Ryder, that's the Brits, we're very, very classy guys, the boxers are in that respect. So I've kind of appreciated that. There's no trash talk. Everybody's just in there for business.
In there to handle business. Don't have to necessarily be trash talk to be highly anticipated. This definitely is an event. The timing of it has historical significance. He still is the face of boxing. And I'll go ahead and say it. This is a rivalry. This is going to be the 7th fight that Canelo's faced, a Brit. The first time in Mexico, Guadalajara, Mexico, is a birthplace. And, that's huge. Do you feel like it's a rivalry, and does that add any significance to you?
I do. Manny, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it starts a new rivalry, and that's really good to see that. If anything apart from the most exciting rivalry, which is the Puerto Rican and Mexican rivalry, it's anything that adds to that. We've talked before about adding the Filipinos into as well. And, UK, it's gotten the mix. And we know their biggest promotion company out there, which is Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn. They've done a fantastic job, not only promoting some of these guys, but we're seeing them at the top elite level in what we are accustomed to see boxing. But I think right now fans are boxing fans, non-boxing fans, casuals, toxic boxing fans. They are for a treat. And this is some of the things that I want to make sure that people understand is sometimes we have to look at things very objective and understand is what exactly are we getting for? A couple of years ago, all I heard throughout every social media and even all my friends is like, man, boxing is dead. This is why UFC is capturing a lot of the attention. And so when we see movement, when we see track and things are heading in the right direction, we start criticizing. A lot of people are going into the fact like, hey, who's the face of boxing? That's a big topic because you can sit down and analyze a lot of certain things, but at the end of the day, who's got the most accomplishments? I get it. We're seeing a different era. I love the fact that we did see an amazing fight getting done, first of all. So that should lead the path to some of those that are still struggling to give the fans what they want, which we are the paid customers. It's just to throw it out there. But at the same time, when we have that opportunity, we got to treasure that. People have higher expectations when you're the face of boxing, and I get it, and I understand. But it doesn't matter how much what you do or how you do it, you're still going to criticize it. And I can guarantee you that. In some of you there are athletes, or maybe not, or maybe you did suffer an injury. Did you come back quickly and started doing the things you used to do on a normal basis? No. Is it a tune-up fight? I agree with Hopper. Is it an opponent that we can't overlook or people are overlooking? I mean, see the resume. I totally agree what you guys are saying. These guys, John Ryder has fought Caleb Smith. You guys said it. Billy Joe Sanders. You guys said it. You talked about the losses that he's had, a very close ones, but he earned the right to be there. Right? He fought Parker, which, by the way, he was like a huge contender. UK contender, undefeated, and he earned the right to be a mandatory. My question is, why is the hate to some of you guys that are thinking, why does he have to come back and fight someone that we don't know? It's because you're not involved in boxing. You're just a casual, being able to be fed from what you hear out there in the social media and not understanding what happens inside the sport. Guys coming up from an injury. The guy is coming in and still fighting someone that earned the right to be there. Oh, well, he's fighting mediocre, mandatories. What's your boxer doing? What's your favorite boxer doing? Are you a Crawford fan? What is he doing lately? Is he fighting elite top boxers? I don't think so. What's Spence doing right now? Is he fighting elite boxers? I got to respect Spence because he came back pretty strong after that big accident. That's what we're looking for. Consistency in fighting. Let me ask another question.
Andy Garcia,
what's the game plan of your favorite boxer? And I'm not a die-hard core Canelo fan. I love the guy. I don't hate him as much as I used to hate Mayweather, but like he always said, you bet against me, you're gonna lose. So what did I have to do? Jump on the bandwagon. And that's what I had to do with Canelo. But the reality is you've done so many things for us within the sport when the sport was quiet enough that no one was really understanding. And just because he might be and still the face of boxing, you're bringing him to higher expectations. What's the game plan of your favorite boxer? We know for a fact that after this fight, I don't think he'll pass the 5th round, John Ryder, with all due respect. I think Canelo will finish this real quickly.
I like the way you snuck that in there, brother.
I know, right?
But at the same time, what is your favorite boxing roadmap? What is his game plan? At least we know for a fact tiene los cojones de decir I'm going to fight Bivol. But not only I'm going to fight Bivol, in September, I'm going to go to 175 because I don't want you guys to think that I'm bringing them down to dehydrate them, to bring them 168 so that way you can continue to talk about how of a flog I am or how of taking advantage of certain things I am in the sport of boxing. But you didn't say that about Tank Davis, and you consider him as the face of boxing. Rehydration clause. I mean, am I putting? Are you sitting down and listening and understanding what I'm trying to say? Is the bottom line? We have to enjoy what we have. This is a comeback fight after, a surgery, coming back with a very tough opponent that earned the right to be there. With that being said, come on, guys, enjoy it. Great night for boxing. Cinco de Mayo. Maybe not what we expected in previous years, but at the same time, we have El Chingon. We have the face of boxing coming back. And if you want that title, go out there and work your ass off and get up there. Because right now, look at the pay-per-views. Look what us is doing. And by the way, congratulations to the people of Mexico and Guadalajara. They're going to see their idol finally in their city. Yeah, they're giving away tickets because, come on, guys, can they afford all this tickets? No, they can't. Super expensive. Let's give away some tickets so they can enjoy. That's the way he wants to give back to the community.
Mexico.
So with that being said, not a lot of hate, a lot of love. And I'm just glad that I'm seeing Hopper smiling. Because I thought about it.
Hey, he's spitting that fire, man. You might as well just keep going, brother.
Yes, go, man.
Going, man. And he's saying, need I remind you, he's Puerto Rican. He's not Mexican. He's Puerto Rican.
César lo del César. And you got to do it, man. This is a great weekend for boxing. That's Of course.
So, it takes two to tango. And that was just a great fight, the great moment. And it just feels it's pointless. It's pointless, honestly, arguing with these guys, with Tankomaniacs. You're not going to change their perspective. They're so dug into their ways that, it's riled them up. It's giving them something to talk about. If you have a guy who could probably, take past once Canelo retires, he can probably, if he steps up the level of competition, though, but and Tank needs to get ready, though, because a lot of the stuff that Canelo is, a lot of the hate that he's receiving right now, it's going to come right back on Tank once he gets there, because
it really is.
That's how it is. That's how it is. The way it works in sports, in every sport, everybody wants to build the new guy up. They want to put him on the throne real quickly. And then once they do, they want to tear him down. Once he's at the throne, they try to tear it down. And they don't appreciate that whatever athlete it is until he's in the twilight of his career. Once he's towards the end of his career, that's when everybody starts appreciating. I mean, you go down the list of everybody. Kobe was hated. And then once he started, towards retirement, everybody loved him. And that's just how it goes with everybody, man. That's just how, even with Floyd, when he was closer toward retirement, people finally kind of started appreciating. And that's what's going to happen to Canelo once he gets towards the twilight of his career. And Tank, man, I like Tank, like I said, but he's got a lot of fights that he really needs to focus on. Like, and I didn't hear no mention. I was waiting for Jim Gray to ask him if he's going to fight next Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo or Josh Taylor or Regis Prograis. I don't think they want.
Is he going to get prosecuted right now?
They don't want those problems. Yeah, he's
going to go to jail or maybe
he's got 90 days.
Community service.
He's got 90 days. Yeah, and then people forget, like Steven said,
you know what I mean?
Forget how old this guy is. Tank is old. He's not a young buck.
29. There you go.
Not
Steven,
too much of a young buck. And he's fought what? A sniper. Nice sniper. Pedraza is probably, well, not Ryan, but those are probably the most credible opponents.
Well, yeah, he fought a really good Mario Barrio. Was beating him throughout 10 rounds.
Oh, well, he is fighting for the Mickey Mouse belts at 140 pounds, right? He fought Mario Barrios. Rehydrated him, gave him a claw.
Exactly, same deal.
So same
no
thing.
one's talking about that. Even Mario did.
People didn't even want to say what they did. It's not an excuse for Ryan. Ryan lost, but a rehydration clause and a catch weight and a non-title fight. First time that's ever been done. That's kind of weird, but okay. So Tank's just going down the Mayweather promote, and you fight these lower level Mexican, Hispanic, Latino guys. They forced Leo Santa Cruz to move up a few divisions. They forced Hector Luis Garcia to move up. They weight drained Ryan. They put a catch weight on Mario Barrios. I mean, it's just he's being carefully maneuvered.
This is why some of the lead boxers nowadays are avoiding PBC and what they're trying to bring into the table. Because if you think about it, Canelo could have gone to PBC. He could have taken some of those deals, but to who? Right? These guys don't want to fight anyone. I have to give it for Little Charlo because you've done what you had to do, undisputed, and the one.
Jermel wants to smoke.
And I get it. He'll want the smoke. I want to see him more active, but besides Tim Tszyu, there's no one out there. Jermel, on the other hand, 2 years without facing anyone,
and he's still the champion.
And he's still a champion. Now everyone's telling, well, why don't Canelo fight Benavidez? Listen, and I repeat it again. It was Benavidez' fault for not making weight and losing the belt because he was supposed to fight him. You gotta, and that too. You gotta wake your way back up. That's the way things are. And in every sport, you have to, you know what I mean? It will happen. I can tell you that fight will happen. And
I'm pretty confident now.
168, why not? He wants to avenge that rematch with Bivol, whatever weight class it is, and I can guarantee you the fight after that will be against a top elite, mandatory, maybe not contender at 168.
I mean, but let's not sleep on
Bivol. Like that. But what is your favorite fighter doing? Do you know? I hope you understand, man.
No, they understand, Manny. They understand. They just don't want to understand. Ringo, you understand. Oh, we're talking to the PBC guy right here.
My favorite fighter is dead.
Wow.
Golovkin. And on top of that, he comes in and fights Golovkin. He doesn't need to fight Golovkin. He doesn't. And he keeps on fighting some of these guys. And you guys not dead, bro. You guys not dead, though.
These comments, man. The chats are on fire, man. Let's show them some love. Thank you so much. Nando Llamas in the house. Canelo week. Hank can look at Canelo. Dude had a down 2022, but still made 100 million plus. Tank can make that too. He's surrounded by talent and big fights. That's a great thing. I did want to touch on that. You mentioned Hopper and Manny that we all admit and acknowledge that we like Tank as a talent and we think potential there.
Yeah.
He is good, but he's not the face. And how he's being maneuvered is how he's being maneuvered. He's definitely being maneuvered carefully. I mean, anybody can see that wants to actually see it. All right. Ray. Shout out to Steven Ruiz. These guys are throwing fireballs today. They are. What's up, Manny? My bad, brother.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you think about what I just said in my last statement was that I'm jumping on board maybe on the bandwagon a little bit late. Did it with Mayweather a little bit late. Did it Canelo a little bit late. And I'm hoping to jump on board like on the next fight, the Tank. I'm hoping. But I can't continue to see this unbalanced contracts in where you're going to take advantage. If you can't make 135, or if you want to fight 135, but you want to fight someone that's not a really legit 135, this hydration clauses, is that going to continue on? When are we going to see him really face-to-face with an elite, A+ elite caliber candidate, such as the winner of Loma and Haney, such as Pitbull Cruz? Why don't you give him the rematch without? He's a true 135. Is he? Oh, wait, you're going to hydrate him? He's cool.
No, and
He's
then-
a true 135. This is why you don't want to give him a rematch to that. So, and it's not that I'm trying to give him a loss to someone. I know Tank can definitely beat, once again, he can beat Pitbull Cruz. But I want to see the nonsense. I want to stop the nonsense of being able to take advantage at the end of the day with some bullshit of rehydration. That's what I want to see clean. That didn't happen in the past.
And then you bring that up, Manny, with the rehydration clauses and everything like that. Look, good comment by our boy Steven. Steven knows his stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, and then the funny thing about that whole issue with the rehydration clauses with Tank is that people, and this is what makes them look foolish, they change their energy. You got to keep that same energy. When one boxer's doing it, they criticize Canelo when he did it. But now that Tank's doing it, oh, it's okay. That's how the A side operates. Oh, he sunned him. Oh, that's what Ryan shouldn't have signed the contract. You know, the excuses and the narrative changes. When Canelo was doing it, oh, he's catch weight king, blah blah blah. And a lot of times it was when he fought Danny Jacobs, I think the IBF, that was a per IBF rule. It wasn't even right. Him. But when Canelo does something, it's different. But now that Tank's doing it, it's justified, or he's the A side. You got to keep that same energy. And I think I remember on one of our podcasts, I said, that's what the A side can do, man. And they have people act like they're changing the game. Canelo, Tank aren't doing anything that their predecessors didn't do. You're talking about Floyd. You're talking about Cotto, Pacquiao, all the A side, Oscar, all these guys, man. They flex their muscle on the A side. So keep that same energy. Don't change the narrative just because your favorite boxer's doing it now. And it makes people look silly, and that's why I know, Gringo, you always want me to jump in the comments, but I stay away from that, bro. People are foolish. People are toxic, especially boxing fans, man. I'll be there all day just trying to prove my point, making sense, making logic, and people aren't trying to hear that, bro. And it's just, I mean, it's good for show, I guess.
No, it's definitely good for the show.
It's good for show.
Steven Ruiz in the house is good for the show. Tank's biggest payday was Canelo's opponent's purse. Caleb Plant made $10 million, just like Tank did, being the opponent. And TMT kept Tank away from Loma for years. Let's not forget.
Years.
Exactly. Right. Another comment here from Remy. Oh, my cousin will be front row at the Fernanda.
Nice.
And the perks for being
nice. Shout out to Remy's cousins.
Shout out. Great job, man. This is a great thing to be part of.
With Hopper. I agree as well. I think that, the rehydration, the condescending double standard, it does exist. It existed for a while.
It does.
It's kind of one of those things. But I don't want to take away from Canelo. That we actually said Tank. If you're playing a drinking game at home and you're working on the word Tank, you're dead. So that being said, let's bring it back to Canelo. Canelo has a formidable opponent in front of him. Manny, you already said it's going to go not even 5.
I think so. I think it's a matter of time. But Canelo just kind of look at him and see the normal way. I think Ryder is gonna start pushing
Breaking
back
down.
and then just allowing Canelo to enter after the second round. This is where Canelo is gonna unload. I'm hoping that everything with the surgery came out well, and this is where Canelo is gonna really make a statement. Lo que Canelo quiere hacer, Canelo lo va a hacer. Canelo wants that rematch so bad, and I believe at the work ethic of this individual. In when you want something, you work hard for it. He's got the team around it. That's number one. He does what he wants because it promotes himself, but he's affiliated to the best in the world. The Matchroom to DAZN, the very first pay-per-view of DAZN was with Canelo. Think about it. Forbes made him number 6. Where's Tank in that list? So that tells you that he's still the face of boxing. That tells you that what it's in stake for Canelo in the future. It's going to be very, very exciting. We'll just have to see it. Can he beat him? We'll talk about that later on. But at this point, he's got an opponent in front, John Ryder. If John Ryder gets to win this fight, definitely that will completely, have the stock, completely plummet, and it'll be devastating. And I know the haters will be happy and excited to see that, and it's fine. It'll be fine because boxing will continue. But to be honest, I don't think I'll see this anything over the 5th round.
Okay, that's a bold call. I'll go ahead and make my call. Then we'll leave it for Hopper for his bold prediction because I know he's fired up there. His eyes are glazed over. He's feeling good, man. He's celebrating life.
Ready for round 2 tonight.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to go to 7 rounds. I think it's going to start off, swinging and banging right there in the beginning. That's the only chance that Ryder has. He's not going to be fighting off his back foot. He has no success off of that. He does have some good defense, but he fights best on the inside. I think on a mid-range, but that's also going to be his undoing. and I think he's going to wind up getting caught by a combination, getting countered. And I'm looking forward to seeing Canelo's defense again and being really crisp and sharp and not allowing himself to sit on the ropes. I haven't enjoyed that. I mean, for me being critical of him, one thing that I've appreciated is his a level of commitment to improve each time. And I felt like the last 2 fights that I've seen a regression or a complacency in his movement and getting frustrated easily. So I want him to really kind of show the plethora of his talents and skills to be on full display. And I'm expecting that. I'm expecting a 7th round stoppage to the body combination, and it's going to be glorious. And I can't wait. It's great for boxing. Irregardless who your favorite fighter is, I guarantee this. They're not going to be able to get the crowd hyped like Canelo is tonight, and I guarantee that they're not scheduled to fight twice in a year. That's what's hurting about
4 times in a year, like that one run Canelo had undisputed.
Yeah, exactly.
4 times in the calendar year. That's crazy. Who does that?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to hear from my friend now, Hopper.
Oh,
what's
man,
your prediction? What are your thoughts? I know you got Canelo winning this shit. What do you got? UD or split decision or majority or knockout? What do you got?
No, I've got him in the 8th. That's the number that I've had for a while now. I think 8th round. I'm gonna give credit to John Ryder. I think he'll hang in there for 8 rounds, but eventually I think we're all on the same page. Those body shots are gonna be well placed, and I'm just excited to see Canelo back, baby. You know, injury free, feeling fresh. Because boxing takes a lot out of you, man, physically and mentally. He's not a young kid anymore. Canelo's up in age for boxing. So hopefully this injury break kind of refreshed him mentally, got his mind right back to the sport. I'm excited to see him, man. I'm excited to see that defense. I'm excited to see the counter punching. I'm excited to see that power, the excitement, the fans, because we were there at Billy Joe when he fought Billy Joe here in Dallas, here in our backyard at the Cowboy Stadium, and the energy was electric. And we've been to many sporting events. The way he had, imagine how it's going to be in Guadalajara when you got that many. I always say if the Cowboys really the Dallas Cowboys really want the home court advantage, send them Mexicans in there. Send all the Mexicanos in there. Man, I guarantee you that place will be popping. I hope Jerry Jones was paying attention when Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders there, man.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
He made a lot of money.
Yeah, 8th round knockout. I'm probably 8th round stoppage. Canelo's gonna work that body, and we've all been chilling. Legacy, bitter beef, Nando, our boy Nando, good stuff. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. 8th round. Canelo.
Yeah, good stuff, Nando. Good stuff. But legacy is one thing, and money is the other one. And I think we all know Bivol is looking for more money.
Yeah, even Spence.
I don't blame him. I'd rather have money and then I'll go try the legacy.
Yeah,
if you beat Canelo, the Casemiro against Bernabe, you'll be 100% the A side. If you lose to Canelo, you still have a fantastic job to get to have legacy. So it's a win-win for him. It no matter.
No, definitely a win-win. And but I can't wait again. As you guys said, there's so much that's at stake in terms of legacy and keeping the legacy going and keeping the historical significance going as well, because there is a lot that's at stake from that standpoint. So we feel like we're at a foregone conclusion as far as we all agreeing that we are.
It's crazy,
man. That's wild right there. But what I will say, hold on.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Yep.
Rarely ever agree, but
those drops.
We agree there, but anyone's got a final thought of what they want to really say?
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and give my final thought real quick, and then we go ahead and close things out. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in. But what I'll say is final thought is I do want to see a statement. I do want this to be an event. I want this to really stand out, to make it unquestionable, to stand out and recognize and appreciate the Mexican fan base who has helped support boxing and keep it afloat during the lean years. And this is an important, significant moment for not just them, but for boxing. But this is their moment to shine, and I know that they are. So it's not just about Canelo. It's about Mexico and the Mexican fight fans, and we need them. We appreciate them. I'm not blind. I can see clearly that without the Mexican fan base, that boxing wouldn't be nowhere close to where it is. And also shout out to the other great fan base, the British UK fan base. You guys are amazing too. Your boy's gonna get slam dunk, but He's gonna look good doing it, and we appreciate you guys so much. Without you guys, we wouldn't have shows like this or opportunity to talk about the sport we love. I mean, we have challenges already, so it's whenever we have an opportunity. If we're truly fight fans, we have to embrace it and and expedite the excitement to others, and not focus on what didn't happen and focus on what is going to happen. What's going to happen tonight is history, and I can't wait to see it.
Damn, that was some great thoughts out there. Hopper, tell me your thoughts. Dímelo, papi.
My final thought, man, it's not even boxing related. I just want to shout out to the softball team yesterday. Our final game of the season, we got the W. And, man, they know how to show love to your boy. And ask my wife, maybe a little too much love. So, yeah, appreciate you guys breaking bats, all my boys. Appreciate y'all showing the love for my birthday weekend. I'm hurting right now, but one of these, and I'll be back and doing it tonight, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic, man. Congratulations to your team. And I know that you had some very difficult times throughout the years with a member of your team and all that. And I know you guys remember him forever. And I'm glad that you guys are still connected and tied up with the sport that you love. Softball. Love it. It's fantastic. My thoughts. Y nos despedimos con esto. Yes, you heard me. You heard me talking about Canelo and ranting. But I'm going to tell you something. With all being said, I am expecting Canelo to improve from Golovkin. I was expecting more of him in the Golovkin fight, but I can't deny the fact that Triple G still had something left in his tank. But you know what? This is why I'm rooting for a 5th round knockout. I think he needs to dominate in all phase of the sport. I think he needs to make a statement, and I think he is prepared for the next level. But I'm switching subjects right now, and I have to give it up and shout out to the Puerto Rico y la lucha libre de entretenimiento. Óyeme, Bad Bunny hosting, not hosting anymore because now he'll be fighting Backlash tonight. 6 o'clock starts. I'm going to be plugged in on that because I want to see what happens, and I'm glad that they're putting all these retro wrestlers into the ring as well as even announcers. I mean, it's just a great experience when we see a depleted wrestling organization in Puerto Rico now merging and having Bad Bunny to lift that up. It just looks like when he was a kid, he grew up watching these stuff. He has made himself an elite, also as well, wrestler committed to that. He'll be fighting Damian Priest. And Puerto Rico has got magic tonight, man. Besides boxing, you got wrestling, Backlash. I hope if you make it there, enjoy it tonight. Be safe. Stop the nonsense. No bullets, no guns. Make it safe, guys. Don't fucking ruin shit. Enjoy yourself. EnVivo!
EnVivo!
Hey, all right. So let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. Appreciate you guys. And whenever you guys are watching the fight, make sure you appreciate the moment with the ones you love. And hey, man, it's a great night for boxing. It's a great night. Thank you guys.
Appreciate joining, guys.
God, if you listen, hell.
Long Live Boxing, they're awesome supporters of our show every Wednesdays. Please, everybody, go follow.
En vivo, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, como siempre, Mari Marrero.
Sean El Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Hey.
Always breaking it down like it is, like it should be.